Hello, it's Charlotte here from charlotteohara.ca and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. In today's video, I am going to show you how I have styled my blog page on my current website. So I'm going to show you kind of like a behind the scenes of what I've done to make the blog page look the way it has. And also I'm going to obviously be talking about a few of the little, SEO features, I guess that you might say, that go along with the blog page on my website. So if you haven't already, take a look first at this video that I'm going to link to up above, which shows you how to actually start a blog on your Squarespace website. It's super simple and easy. But you might notice that if you do that, it just lands you with like a very simple page that just is like a feed of the post. And you probably want to know, how can you make it a little bit more stylized, aesthetic, display some additional content, anything like that. So that's what I'm going to show you. So I'm going to share my screen right now and let's get into it. Cool. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do before I actually demo everything is I want to remind you that I have a Squarespace SEO checklist here. And this Squarespace SEO checklist is, I'm going to link to it down below. It has been downloaded by thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So trust you're in fantastic company with it. And whether you are just getting started with Squarespace SEO, you want to make sure you haven't forgotten anything, you are looking for someone to be like, do this, 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 and this, then this Squarespace SEO checklist is for you. And even if you've been at this a while and you want to make sure you're, dotting your I's and crossing your T's, as we say, then please take a look at the Squarespace SEO checklist, print it off, put it next to your desk, work your way through it over the next couple of days, weeks, months, whatever. And I promise you will be ahead of where you are right now. But now that we've covered the Squarespace SEO checklist, let's take a look at what I mean by the blog post page, okay? So here we go on my website. Whoops, I should have exited that earlier. Okay, so here we're on the blog page, and you can see that we have like, the way I've styled it, the blog is in my main navigation, and there's like a nice image here, and then it goes into kind of like a featured post that I have, right? This is kind of the one that I always want to direct people to when they land on my blog, because I think it's, one of the best, most informational, it's something I want to highlight. It really emphasizes my expertise. It's the one that I know they're going to get the most value out of, whatever it happens to be. And so I've got a featured post with kind of like a little bit of a background color. Then I jump into blog categories, right? Because again, some people might be interested in certain categories over others. And then from here, it just goes into kind of like the feed of my recent posts. And you can see the way that it's actually displaying them is just with like images too. I don't have anywhere that it's like text title, blah, 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 no excerpt or anything. And then, it goes down to the end, and then it goes to older, and then that's kind of the end of the page. And then we're just going into like the footer sections. So now you can see, at least at the time of recording, what my blog page looks like. And again, remember, depending on when you're watching, it could change a little bit or something. Like, I'm not saying that this is the be all end all, but this is how my blog page looks right now. Now I'm going to show you on the back end of my Squarespace website, like how I built this. Okay. So we've got over here, so, my blog, like the main blog, like the one that if you were to like the blog that has like this section on it, right? That is down in my not linked pages. But then what I have here, how I've built this page is I've created a new index page in my main navigation. And that's how I've like built and styled the blog, is through this index page. So you can see that it starts off with this like blog header page. And that is super, super simple. I just have uploaded like an image here in the background under media. And then, there's like a little bit of text overlay on here, which is an H1, some different spacers to position it how I want. And then we've got a heading 1 on the page. Great for SEO. Love an H1 at the top. And then down here, I've got kind of like the blog featured post, right? You can see it kind of is here in the index section, the blog featured post. And how I've done that, let me open up the settings here. So you can see that under the media section, I just uploaded like a very basic image of the color that I wanted it to be. So that's nothing fancy. It's literally just like a rectangle that I made in Canva in the color that I want. So nothing special here. And then in this section, so there's like the background image. And then what I've done basically is just like inserted a couple of spacers to get the column look. And then on one side, I've got an image, easy. And then on the right-hand side, I have kind of like the text to intro the reader to this featured post. And then here, if you click the read now button, it just links directly to that blog post. So again, nothing fancy, but this is a great way to like highlight a featured post or, do whatever it happens to be. And, you can always swap this out. You can see kind of like if you're looking over here, they're all disabled, but, sometimes I might swap this out or add something in if I have like an announcement that I want to make, or like if I'm launching a program, if doors are open for something, if tickets are available to an upcoming event, I might perhaps like add a link to that, right? And then moving down below, now we actually get into like the blog page content itself, right? And so this is where I want to show you how I kind of feed things through. So again, now to get to the categories section, I have a little bit of text, that's a heading 2. And then here I've just linked to buttons that then link to each one of like the blog category page. So you can see in my case, I've linked to like category Squarespace, or the next one would be category SEO, category business, whatever it happens to be. Cool. And now this is where down here, you can see that I've inserted a summary block. And so this summary block is what feeds my blog page, right? So you can see that I've like selected my blog, right? Remember in that blog, I told you it was in the not linked section. Remember, I told you that already. Well, there it is, not linked section. So then you just like feed through the blog. And then I just kind of have styled it the way I want to. Like I want it to be, a grid of like 3 across and then down. I put the maximum number there. I've just filtered through a couple different things. I don't want the title or the excerpt to show. All I want is the featured image, remember, which comes from like the thumbnail that I set up in the blog post. And then, yeah, that's kind of it, I think. But then basically that is how I end up with a blog page that, looks a little bit more aesthetic and stylized and personalized than, just a feed of blog posts. And again, there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, but I personally prefer to have it in a way that like, just, looks a little bit vibier. I'm not saying this is the best way to design a blog page, but I'm thinking that, I'm pretty darn happy with how it looks right now. It meets my needs. It's easy for my users to navigate the content. And yeah, it works really well. So I wanted to show you that. I hope you found this little like behind the scenes helpful. And I'd love to know, like, first of all, do you have a blog? And if so, have you styled your blog page at all? Or are you kind of just using a basic blog feed coming through? Or in fact, has maybe inspired you to go and restyle yours? Then maybe you can use mine as inspiration, or you can just be like, oh, I didn't even realize I can do it. And now the wheels are churning for you. So let me know. I'd love to hear for it. And yeah, it's a great option. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. Take a look at that Squarespace SEO checklist. I mention it because I know it's going to help you. And, I don't ever want to push something that's not useful to you. Instead, I want to light the way to something that I know will help you out. So take a look at that. And if you like this video, which is a bit different from the other ones I normally do, feel free to like the video, leave me a comment, a thumbs up, things like that. And take a look at the other videos that I have here on my YouTube channel. There's tons more content about SEO, Squarespace SEO, website design and development, online business, anything you want to know, there's in that general area. I talk about it. And so yeah, take a look, and there's tons more resources as well over on my website. Resources, trainings, guides, checklists, all the things that you can imagine. When it comes to Squarespace SEO, I've got you sorted. So thanks again for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again soon in the next one. Bye.